Hello, hello. We have some people joining me. Hi, Nancy. I'm going to share this to a few groups and then
I don't see it.
we will get started. Nancy's here. Mel is here. Jim, you can't see the post?
No.
Refresh your page on Facebook. Sometimes it's a little hard.
There it is.
You refreshed? No, it's working for him. I hope everybody is staying well. I am in Michigan, and our governor has just opened up a few different things. She's going pretty slow in phases, which I think is safe. Some people, you know, that run stores and private businesses and things like that have a little bit harder time, obviously. We go into cards and colors, but for the most part, she has opened 10 people or less can get together, staying, you know, away from each other with masks on, that kind of thing. Staying safe, washing your hands, that sort. And then there are some things that are opening, like dog grooming. President is in the house today, Michigan, visiting one of the Ford plants. Sorry, hang on one second. She opened up dog grooming at some point in time, real close here, a few days, and dentist, dental work. I don't remember what else, but she comes on like 2 or 3 times a week, or yeah, 2 or 3 times a week, and updates us on what she's moving to next. And so far, you know, we are better off than some. I was watching one of my shows last night, and I guess there are countries where people are passing away and they're third world kind of thing, so they don't have it nearly as well as we do. Our medical care and things are way up to date by comparison. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing and move to I think Happy Stampers. Hang on just one more second. Okay, done. Sorry about that. Some of the things that we have to do when we first started, you know, the Facebook Lives take a little time, but let me just check and see who's in. Oh, Mel. Hi, Mel. Hi, Janice. And my husband. Hi, Kelly. Hello, hello. I'm happy she's taking it slow too, Dana. I really feel like if we rush into something, we're going to be in far worse trouble. Christy Ann, nice to have you with me. So let's get started. There's a few things that I want to talk about before we get started with alcohol inks and the Yupo paper. I have some new digital paper in the store. It's called You're My Sunshine, and it's got the turquoise scheme with the green. It has a lot of beachy stuff. It's got some paper with geometric shapes only, and then it's got a few designs that have specific images in them. I'll just go through them real quick. We have some raindrops or water drops, multicolored. It's got a lot of the pink. It's almost a coral. It's not quite pink. And it's got some yellows in it, which I love yellow. I love oranges. This is the beach ball and the, what do you call those things? Preservers? What is that, James?
I don't know.
You know, you throw up when somebody can't swim. I can't think. Life preserver, that's what it is. It's actually one of the fun ones. But it's got a geometric plaid. And I do want to mention that it has a few salads that are all color coordinated. You could use them with any one of the papers. So this one is the pink coral. And here's another plaid, but it's fun because it has kind of a stitch work into it. Almost looks like a ribbon weaving design. And then we have, of course, the wave, the beach wave stuff. And one of the other salads is the it's not turquoise, it's more of a, it's like an ocean blue. It's really a pretty blue. This one is the images. It has some starfish and some cute little red crabs with some blue running through it so it can coordinate with any of the other papers. And I loved this circle design so much that I wanted it in 2 different color tones so you can put it anywhere you want. This is a wave pattern that goes multiple, so you're going to get the same wave horizontally as you would vertically, but if you turn it like this, then it looks like a basket weaving pattern. It's really cute. And bubble balloon balls, whatever you want to use this for, dots and, you know, multicolored. So there's the new paper. It is a You Are My Sunshine digital design made by me. I accidentally left the 24 on here. It's actually 12 different designs. I may be getting into manufacturing my own paper, so I have a standard little button that I can put on all the covers. But there's the paper. It is in the store right now and available. Now, I want to show you, yesterday when I got out the Yupo paper and the alcohol inks, I made some background papers, and my advertisement actually has what the papers look like without the stamping. The weave would make a nice envelope. Yeah, it really would. It's cute. Thanks, Kelly. This is one of the finished designs. I have been watching Lavinia, and I've decided that she's doing a lot of blow drying, kind of moving the ink around on the Yupo paper, and I wanted to try that out to see how I felt about it, because I know in the past when I've worked with Yupo paper, and I don't know if any of you actually understand what that is or if all of you do, but I got this in the other day and I bought this one. This is translucent Yupo. I hope it's in the photo here. So it's almost see-through. I have never worked with this, but I might have to do that maybe 2 weeks from now, because this is part 1 of a 2-part series, because there's no way that I'm gonna actually get to play with all of these inks and create the actual project in full with stamping and everything in, you know, within 45 minutes to an hour. So it's going to be a 2-parter. But this is the Yupo alcohol ink paper. This one is an 8x10, but I know they have a 5x7. And I just ordered it at Michael's craft store, And what they're doing here in Michigan at Michael's is you order it from a specific store if you want to pick it up from them, instead of having them ship it to you, say you needed it the next day like I did. They fill the order in the store, and then when you get to the store, you call them and they come out and put the product in shopping cart number 6 that's outside the door, my husband said, and then you just pick it up and leave. So it's prepaid, you just go and get it. But that's what the actual paper looks like. It's non-porous, so it's not quite a plastic. It's more like film, like you would use on an old, camera. I am also going to, Tracy from Lavinia Stamps has been putting some alcohol inks, blowing them around a little bit on the Yupo paper, and then using some of this multifarious paper as well to double print. So I tried that last night, and I wanted to see how I liked it. When I've used the Yupo paper in the past, it's when you put the ink on it, the alcohol ink, if you let it pool, like gather in one area, it gets real thick and it's almost sticky. I don't know if any of you have ever worked with it before, but it's almost like a sticky substance, and it doesn't allow for a great deal of more work to your project once it's become sticky. But I've noticed that when she flips this multifarious paper over on top of the Yupo paper that has the ink on it, she can get a second print. So I wanted to try that as well. We're going to do that tonight too. And I wanted to show you what papers I was working with specifically. So this is some pre-cut Yupo paper. And then this little stack is the multifarious paper. And we're going to try both of those. So if you guys wanted to do this with me, that's great. This image, I hope you all can see it. I can't see it on my screen yet. But it is with the Yupo paper. And I noticed that when you put VersaFine Clear ink over the Yupo paper that has the alcohol ink on it, you need to be very careful because it's thick and smudgy and it doesn't actually dry too well. So you can still see it on my thumb. My husband missed an appointment over at Michael's today because what I was going to do is get some fixative, spray fixative, and spray it, making it a permanent card that you can't ruin. Fixative is a spray that you can get in any craft store for when you draw with chalk or colored pencils or something that can get destroyed by the sun. Makes it permanent, and I'm going to use that tomorrow when my husband goes in. Huh?
Kelly wants to see how the multifarious.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, I'll show you. So this is the first one. This is on the Yupo paper. You have to be very careful not to touch too much of it. It did print, I mean, everything goes on there well, but you can't touch it because it'll smudge. So we're going to keep that off to the side. My husband's going to go tomorrow on his lunch hour and pick that up. Now this one is the multifarious paper printed from the same original Yupo paper. So the inks went down on this one, and then I flipped this multifarious paper over and got this other orange, green, blue design and created another tree on it. I'm going to use a little fixative as well on this because my goal from last week was to use this new mica spray. And once you put the mica spray on, it stays tacky too. So I was a little surprised about that. But I'm going to put the fixative on it, make everything permanent, and then we'll make a card out of it. With no, I shouldn't have any trouble with that at all. I just need to get the actual products. I don't know if you could see. On this one, I kind of finished the design off with my gel pen and another red gel pen with little berries that are coming off the tree. I don't know how easily it is to see all of that detail. See, like right here, and on the green, I think they're called violets or something, the flowers. I want to show you what stamps I'm going to use. See, it still comes off that Yupo paper. So I'm going to show you what stamps we're going to use next week. If any of you have them and you want to join me and come and play, I have 2 of these. That's interesting. Feel free. We are going to use Pippin Mini. I did not use this, but you can, I might do it next week. Words of Spring, because I don't want 4 designs exactly the same. We're going to make them a little bit different. Never Let Go of Your Dreams is going to go on the inside of the card once we put the base on it, and I have permanently fixed the ink to the project. This is the Fairy Door Large Lavinia stamp. That is the center of the entire project. Here's the flower. Yep, lavender. And this is the tree's branches that I used, and it was moss, Spanish moss foliage. So for next week, if you have any of those, we're going to be doing quite a bit of stamping. And join me if you can, and you know, do it along with me. I want to go over this too, because when I cut down I used a larger piece of paper to make these on the Yupo and the multifarious, and there were these little extras that had really pretty designs and ink on them, and I thought, what can I do with those instead of wasting the strips? So real quick, this frame was a die cut from last week with Jazz and the shimmer paper, and I'm like, I gotta use those. I really like that frame. So all I did was take a strip, made a card the size that I wanted. It's going to be a thank you card or a card for somebody that orders something like that. I just put the strips next to each other because they're all kind of color coordinated anyway, and the mica is beautiful on here. And then I put this frame on top of it, so I went all the way across the card. You can see a green one, a blue one, a green one, and a blue one. Put this on top here, and maybe what I'll do is get like a word die, put it across here saying thank you, or a big T for thank you. I have some dies from, can't think of the name of the company, Altenew, that are big letters. Wouldn't that be cute? Like in a green or something like that. Maybe the same color as the base paper. But waste not, want not, I say. If you have extra little things, think about how maybe you could use them or design something else with them. So let's get started. Let's have some fun. Yay, fun. Okay. I always wonder if there's both sides are exactly the same of this Yupo paper, and to tell you the truth, they don't feel any different. So I'm going to go with yes, they're both the same. Process of elimination. Let me get my little mat out. I think I forgot accidentally to prepare my surface so that I don't make a huge mess all over the pretty wood that my husband just bought me for a desktop. Okay, we'll tuck it under here. Sorry for the arm in the way. I forgot to get this ready. Okay, so this is how I store. Some people, you know, store their stuff in a different way, but I have all of these alcohol inks, and this one is a Tim Holtz made by Ranger. This is Adirondack. No, Adirondack. Adirondack. I think these are older. Oh, it says Tim Holtz Ranger. But I only have a few colors. I don't collect a great deal of colors unless I think I'm actually going to use them. I won't buy them. I know some people go for the whole sets, and that's fine. That's what they like to do. But I just buy colors I know I'm going to enjoy. So we're going to use tonight Sunshine Yellow, Watermelon. I needed some skies, so I got Sailboat Blue, Lettuce, Sunset Orange, and you're definitely going to need some alcohol blending solution. This one is from Tim Holtz. This one, oh, Tim Holtz as well. What's the difference? One is just really older, and I bought them at 2 different times, it looks like, so they're exactly the same. You definitely need this because the alcohol needs a lubricant to mix the colors and blend in together. So what we're going to do is put am I missing any comments? Okay, I don't think so. My husband probably would have told me. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on there. And I want blue at the top. You can see it's already kind of blending in. I'm going to want the, let's work with that first before we add another color. Now I'm going to get my heat gun. We're going to push some of this around a little bit. Let me pick it up. Need some more blending solution. Alright, now she kind of goes around in a circle, and you can see where it's pooling, which is the only thing that I've ever had any kind of issue with. There we go. You don't want to get your heat too close to the paper, because the paper is non-porous and kind of able to melt pretty easy, actually. So I'm going to add, looks like we still have quite a bit of juiciness. Blending solution. Let me put some green at the bottom. We're going to do some grass and keep your blending solution on there. And then you can see it just kind of I'm just gonna, oh, I'm sorry, I hit the camera with the blow dryer, the air dryer. Just move it around best you can. If you're not happy with it, add some more blending solution for sure. Like you can see up here in the sky. There we go. There were some gaps of white that I wasn't real happy with. Like this one. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more. Definitely want to make sure you have a waterproof surface before you do this, ladies. There we go. That's nice. Okay. Now, I'm going to want some sunshine in my project. Probably towards the center. So I'm going to put the sunshine yellow. See if I can pick this up at all. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to just push that yellow. Huh? Yeah, they could be clouds actually, and I never worry about, if I don't like it, I fix it. If I don't think it's going to be something that once you do all of the stamping with the tons of Lavinia grass and things like that, I'm not going to have to worry about whether or not I miss one little spot because there's so much stamping involved. Push this yellow. Push that green. See how thick that gets and real goopy? And then you add the blending solution and it just kind of thins it out. Moves that color. That's fine. Perfect. Not positive I like that strict line there. I kind of want to blend, there we go. I want to blend that out a little bit. And then we have another very strict line here between green and yellow. Gonna kind of force those to blend. There we go. Oh, I like that much better. Now, excuse my arm, sorry. I'm just going to pick this up real quick. Try and get this off. This alcohol ink dries pretty fast, so keep in mind that if you get something on, if you get some of this alcohol ink on something, it doesn't like to go away. The blending solution can move it around, but it's kind of pretty permanent on your clothes and things like that. It'll come out if you use alcohol, but that's it. I don't know how many of you want to put alcohol on your clothes, but okay, so oops, I keep hitting that camera because it's just too close. There, I love it. Now, initially yesterday when I was playing with these, we used the sunshine yellow, we used the green, and we used the blue. Who? Hi, Connie. How are you, dear? So, I have some orange, which I really love. Orange is my favorite color, by the way. The deep, rich pigment, the more, the better. So I want to add a little bit of an offset color because my hope was to have, like you can see in the sample, I have this offset color green, or orange I mean, because it kind of looked like a sunset, and because I love orange, and I even brought in some more of the orange with the Versifying Clair with the little flowers, and it just looked perfect. Now you got to keep in mind when this was actually made, this piece of paper was one piece, and I cut it into, you know, into two. So I have another half of this one and another half of that one, which are right here we're playing with. So I think I'm going to go. Obviously, I didn't use this one yesterday. That's too pink. I'm going to do pink. Let's do the Sunset Orange. Add your ink so it spreads well. Just takes a few drops. That one's really messy. It's not quite as forgiving as it would be if it was a watercolor, guys. Just keep that in mind when you're dressing to go and do this. Quickly though, I'm going to push some of this around. I don't want it to be too thick and goopy. Like it turns into almost a plastic at the edges if you let it. Make sure I get that blue all the way up there. And this orange. Thank you. I'm going to add a little bit more green down here, ladies. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Guess I could turn that off while I talk. Where's that green? Not the citrus. There it is. Lettuce. Add one more drop. I don't want the sharpness here. Where else am I not happy with it? It's got quite a bit of... And then just really spread it until you're happy with it. Spread it around. Share the color. Okay, I'm just going to finish getting this dried up. A little bit, not too much. Then, let's see if my son put away the roller thingamajiggy. There it is. And there's a dog bone in the way. Okay, so this is a Yupo paper that I could actually design on. I personally would probably make this 2 cards for sure. Maybe even 3 if they were longer cards, which I do like to make. I think those longer ones are really kind of cute. It would have to be completely dry, but for this purpose, let's do what Tracy was doing. And I'm going to put the blending solution all across the card. Then I'm going to use my
Tammy wants to know what kind of paper this is. She wasn't here earlier.
This is Yupo. I'll show you the paper pack again in just one sec. That took a lot of the color off. It did not do that last night, ladies. Let's see what happens when we put multifarious paper on. Yupo paper is almost just like film. Let me show you the white. This one is called White Heavy Stock 10 sheet or 5 sheets 8 by 10 5 piece. It's a Ranger. I think it's Tim Holtz. I'm not sure. I have to look again. I want to get this on and then off there because it is alcohol ink. See, that one didn't come out. I think it ended up taking too much of the ink off, or maybe it wasn't dry enough. Let's try it again. Maybe I waited too long because I was talking. See what that looks like. Well, it's got a lot of juice on it. So you can see it pooling. And all Tracy did was kind of do a layer or two. Push and then pick it up. Well, we're getting there. We're getting really close. I like this. Look how pretty. I probably should have allowed it to dry thoroughly before using the blending solution. I want some more of this orange. Let's see if I can get the orange to come up. And I want it on this side. It's almost like one of those gel presses, except you can use the Yupo paper for another project. Oh, got some of that orange. Isn't that pretty? Now you can tell last night when I did this, from the project that I just showed you, I didn't have nearly this much of an issue with pulling up a second image. I like this. Look at that yellow in the center. You got some blue on the top of the sky, green on the bottom for the earth. I would have to just continue to take some ink off. Ooh, made me playing. That's super cute. I like this. Actually, quite a bit. It's different. This almost looks like something you would see in a magazine or a museum or something, because it's multicolored everywhere. Oh, there we go. guess it is something to do with how much of that blending solution you're willing to use. Let's see what else we can get from here. There. Oh, I love this. Look at how pretty. I can see yellow in the center like I wanted, blue on the top, and green for grass on the bottom. This is beautiful. And then I have some of my orange. Now if I wanted to do this again with the alcohol inks, that's not a problem, because it's almost like a indelible surface. Or you can use, I could use this and cut this in half and get 2 different cards out of this one as well. Because you can use this paper. Just keep in mind when you go and start stamping, you have to have some sort of fixative afterwards, after the actual stamping on it, because it's very, I don't know if you can hear, but it's tacky. I have my permanent little fingerprint on that one, but it's tacky. Now I could start again and add some solution and some color. Let's do, this is coral. That made a mess too. See how I got it all over me? Let's see what happens when you just spread it like this. You can just add color everywhere. Wow, look at that, ladies. That's kind of pretty. You have like a mixture of all of your colors in there. Kind of like that too. No, you didn't expect me to play, but sometimes it's all about getting out what you have, using it and just playing with it to see what it'll do. Now, some people just like dot on this and then spread it. Let's do the blow drying spread. Sorry, I hit the camera again, ladies. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is irritating. I apologize. I didn't do it on purpose. My camera is just a little low. Look at that. I love this. So I think you could play with this almost indefinitely. Just move your colors around. It's like a pool of alcohol ink. Spread this out a little bit and add a different color maybe. Or let's grab another piece of the multifarious and see what would happen. What will occur? It's not wet enough. Let's get that wet. And then put it on. Multifarious paper takes a lot of water, ladies. I was really impressed with it. Not a great deal of color, but it's really pretty color. It's very pastel. Pretty. I think a lot of the reason I love playing with the Lavinia stamps is there's not a lot of coloring, and I do like to color every once in a while, don't get me wrong, but there's not a ton of coloring. It's a lot of silhouette stamping, but it's the background work. It's what you can do on the background that impresses me, gets me motivated to try it, to do something different. I really like this. Let's put some of this green over here. Pick it up. And I noticed that even Tracy at Lavinia is, you know, coming up with innovative and different ways.
You ordered from UK?
Order what?
I guess the,
7 Kids Crafts store here in the US. sells it, and I know that the Lavinia Stamps headquarters is in the UK. She sells it as well. You know, there's a few different places. This is really kind of soft and pretty. You know what this would be perfect for is there's a cherry blossom tree. Look at the greens and the pinks. This one's gonna be a cherry blossom, ladies. Sorry, but you know, I'm coming up with all of these ideas for 4 weeks from now to use. And this is still something that's completely usable once this dries. I even have it on the opposite side. Isn't that awesome? Because I've been putting the paper down and picking it up. There's ink, there's alcohol ink on my, what do you call these? Cookable, I don't know what else to call them. I know you can put, you know, they're heat resistant and nothing sticks to them, and I don't know the exact name of them, but yeah, this is a lot like the gel press. Just pick up sections of color. Isn't that fun? I think it's fun. I don't know if you all like to get inky like I do, but I'm having a great time. Okay, so I could use one of either sides of this, maybe one of each. Cut it in half and have like a pink blossomy design on here. And then you can always use your distress inks, or you can use the Versafine Clear inks around the edges, just like I did. Let me show you how I edged this one. Now this is the Yupo one, and I couldn't edge it yet because I don't have a fixative on it, and it's very tacky still. But I edged all the way around this, kind of made it look very shadowy. Now, I wanted to do one other thing. I want to show you what happened when I played with my mica. It came in a set of 3. Let me put this someplace constructive. This one is called Tarnished Brass, Antiqued Bronze, and Brushed Pewter. I got a set of 3. We're going to use the Antique Bronze. It's got balls in it, so you need to make sure that it's shaken up real well so you can hear those balls rattling like you can. And then a little distance away, this was one of my favorite effects that I played with yesterday. Let me get this dried up a little bit, and I'll show you. It just kind of glows. A really pretty bronze glow. It's beautiful. I loved it. I'm over to the left a little too far. Sorry, ladies. Let's see, I missed the beginning. What kind of paper is this? This is the Yupo paper. I see flowers in the background. Yeah, Mel, I did too. Hi, Carol Ann and David Prescott. I don't think he stayed, but hi. No, I didn't order it from the UK. I got it from Lavinia World in Michigan, Dana. No, she's not in Michigan. Huh? Okay. I don't remember where she's from. Yes, a craft mat. Thank you, Mo. Alright, this is dry enough to show you, ladies. I just loved this mica spray. I knew I would. I just had never had an opportunity to actually get it, buy it, and use it. Look, it looks like a speckled Easter egg. It's so pretty. Can you see some of it? I hope you guys can see when it's live, when you're in front of it in real life kind of thing. I loved it. I'm going to have to turn this over and do that on this side as well. So that's what's going on. Next week we're going to do the stamping, and if you have the stamps, do it with me, or watch it and then go and try your stamps out. Don't be afraid of the Lavinia stamps. All they are is silhouettes. They're very easy to work with. Very, very difficult to make a mistake that you can't cover up. Like, you know, you would never notice that this is a little bit more smudged on one side then the other side, once you cover that up, it disappears. It just goes away. So we're going to do that next week. I showed you what I did with some of the strips of the extra paper. I just kind of put them next to each other and trimmed them down, and then used, last week I had some extra die cuts, and these are the other papers that I could make some more of these little thank you cards. You could just, people might send you something, or I send out the double dial die last week to Karen, who was the winner, and I put a little note card in there. That would have been perfect for that. And the new design paper is in the store now. It's called You Are My Sunshine. It's really beautiful colors for summer. And hopefully the June release will have 2 stamps that enter into the store. I think I've covered everything. This was a lot of fun. If you have any of this alcohol ink, get it out and play with it. It's fun. The Yupo paper is not too expensive, but you don't get a great deal of sheets for the price. So keep that in mind. That's why I kind of want to make sure that while I'm making one big card, doesn't mean that I can't cut it in half and use it as 2 cards. Okay? And I'm going to get some fixative spray and get those done this week and put them on cards, and I'll show them to you next week. It was really fun. I'm glad everyone could join me. I hope to see you again next week, and have a great rest of your week. Ladies, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.